All right, so you ever get that, like, that feeling like some dates just attract weirdness? You know what I mean?
I think I do, yeah. Like a cosmic magnet for the strange.
Exactly. And guess what? We've got one of those dates lined up for you today, October 13th.
Oh, this should be good. Buckle up, everybody.
Because we're diving into some seriously wild stuff.
Yeah.
Knights, celestial wonders, even a little wartime switcheroo.
The thing is, when you look at these events, they seem totally random, right? But when we really dig in, we often find some fascinating connections, some threads that tell us a lot about, well, us, human nature.
It's like that saying, history might not repeat, but it sure does rhyme. And October 13th, well, it seems to have a knack for a good rhyme. Case in point, let's rewind all the way back to 1307.
Friday the 13th, actually.
Oh, no way. I didn't even realize. Okay, so 1307, Friday the 13th.
Imagine for a second you're a Knight Templar at the peak of your power. You're a defender of the faith, your coffers are overflowing, life is good. Then, bam, dawn raid. You're accused of heresy.
Talk about a change in fortune. So, for those of us who slept through history class, who were these guys? What made the Knights Templar so important, so powerful?
Right, so picture this. The Crusades are in full swing. Pilgrims are making their way to the Holy Land, but it's dangerous. Enter the Knights Templar. These guys were tasked with protecting those pilgrims. But they were more than just bodyguards. They became incredibly influential, even wealthy. Like seriously wealthy.
They were like the warrior monks with their own bank accounts.
Pretty much. They became bankers to kings and nobles. And you know what they say about having too much money?
Makes you a target.
Exactly. King Philip IV of France, he was drowning in debt. And guess who looked awfully tempting?
The Knights Templar and their giant money-filled castles.
You got it. So, on that fateful Friday the 13th, Philip launched a coordinated attack. Thousands of Templars were arrested, their wealth seized. Just like that.
Wow. Talk about an epic power move. But it makes you wonder, was it really just about the money? Or were there darker forces at play?
Right. That's the thing about history, especially when it involves things like secret societies and whispers of heresy. We're left with more questions than answers. There were accusations of worshiping idols, of unholy rituals.
But for stuff of legend.
Exactly. And to solidify this whole thing, the Templar Grand Master, Jacques de Molay, was burned at the stake.
It's almost impossible to separate fact from fiction. Did King Philip truly believe these accusations? Or was it a convenient excuse to eliminate a powerful rival and solve his financial woes? We may never know for sure. But their story serves as a potent reminder of how easily power can corrupt.
For sure. All right, ready for a change of scenery?
Hit me.
Let's fast forward a few centuries to 1917. We're headed to Fatima, Portugal.
Fatima. Okay, I'm intrigued. What happened in Fatima?
Picture this. A massive crowd, tens of thousands strong, all gathered in this rain-soaked field. They've come to witness something extraordinary, something miraculous. For months, there have been reports of visions of the Virgin Mary appearing to 3 young shepherd children.
Okay, so you've got this atmosphere of anticipation, of faith, and maybe a little bit of fear.
Absolutely. Now imagine the clouds part, and suddenly the sun.
Yeah.
It's doing things it shouldn't do. It's changing colors, spinning, appearing to zoom towards the earth.
Hold on, the sun was like putting on a show.
You could say that. Witnesses described it as dancing, pulsing, radiating intense heat. Some even said it felt like the end of the world was upon them.
That's wild. You'd think with that many witnesses there would be a clear explanation.
You'd think, right. But this event, known as the Miracle of the Sun, continues to spark debate even today. Some scientists believe it could have been a mass hallucination, or perhaps a strange atmospheric phenomenon, maybe even linked to the Tunguska event, which had happened a few years prior.
Tunguska.
Refresh my memory.
Right, so in 1908, there was this massive explosion in Siberia, thought to be caused by a meteor. And some scientists believe that dust from that event could have lingered in the atmosphere, maybe even contributing to the strange visual effects witnessed in Fatima. So a possible explanation, but still, you can't deny the impact this event had on those who witnessed it. It's a powerful reminder that some events, even in the face of scientific inquiry, retain an aura of mystery, of the unexplained.
Definitely. But speaking of unexplained, our next October 13th event throws us right into the thick of things, World War II, 1943.
Oh boy, what now?
Picture this. Italy, initially allied with Germany, is having a change of heart. The war isn't going so well, to say the least.
Yeah, I imagine being on the losing side isn't exactly a picnic.
So they decide to cut their losses, surrender to the Allies. Seems simple enough, right? Except for one tiny detail.
Let me guess. It wasn't actually simple.
Not even close. See, at this point, much of Italy is still occupied by, you guessed it, German forces.
Oh, wow. So they've got to tell their former bestie, Germany, that the friendship is over. Awkward.
Understatement of the century. But they have to do it. So Italy finds itself in the unbelievably bizarre position of declaring war on their ex-friend, all while trying to convince their new friends, the Allies, that they're serious about switching sides.
That is next level awkward. What happened next? Did they send Germany a breakup text?
Pretty much. Except instead of a text, it was, well, war. Italians were suddenly fighting against Italians, their former comrades in arms. Talk about a messy breakup.
That's heartbreaking.
And if that wasn't enough, Mussolini, who had been ousted from power, gets a little rescue mission courtesy of the Germans. They literally swoop in and break him out of prison.
Talk about adding insult to injury. Okay, so we've got betrayal, political maneuvering. This October 13th is shaping up to be a real roller coaster.
It really is. And it makes you wonder, is there some grand unifying theme to all of this? Or is it just pure coincidence that October 13th seems to attract such momentous and often bizarre events?
It's like the universe has a weird sense of humor. What do you think? Is there something about these stories, something that ties them together beyond just the date?
I think it's less about finding one specific answer and more about the questions these stories raise. Whether it's the Knights Templar, the events at Fatima, or Italy's wartime maneuvering, they all force us to confront the complexities of human nature, the capacity for both great faith and profound skepticism, the pull between loyalty and self-preservation.
That's what I love about history. It's not just about memorizing dates and names. It's about uncovering those human stories, the motivations and the consequences. It makes you realize that even events that seem completely random are usually anything but.
100%. And who knows, maybe there's something about those hidden connections, those echoes of the past, that can help us navigate the present, maybe even the future.
Right. So if any of these October 13th stories spark your curiosity, we encourage you to do your own exploring. Dive into the history of the Knights Templar, learn about the miracle of the sun, uncover the complexities of Italy's role in World War II, and hey, while you're at it, maybe keep an eye on the calendar. You never know what other surprises October 13th might have in store. Smash that like button.
Please subscribe. Thanks for tuning in to
HistorianKid podcast channel.
Catchy. We hope you enjoyed this dive into history. If you did, please like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fascinating stories from the past. Your support helps us bring history to life every day. Stay curious, stay informed, and we'll see you in the next episode. What lesser-known historical figures do you think deserve more attention? Get people talking in the comments.